Okay, so without any further ado, this is a little video that I'm making about where I am at the moment. I haven't actually trained since the last video I uploaded due to this injury. I've managed to pick up on my back. A little bit annoyed about that, well, very annoyed about that, to be honest. Anytime I seem to get stuck into a training program or regime, I always seem to, well, I don't always seem to hurt myself, but there always seems to be some sort of limiting factor that that prevents me from doing what I want to do. In this instance, it was this thing with my back, this tweak in my back. It's not been as bad today, I will be honest. While I've been at work and things, it's not been quite as intense when I have had pain in it, so that's a plus point. Obviously 2 days, or almost 2 days later now from when I initially did it. You know, I've been trying to stretch it as much as I can. A little bit of foam rolling, which I'm not a huge advocate of, but you know, anything to try and get back in the gym and get sorted. But I just wanted to make this video because I think the feeling that I had and probably put across on my last video is quite somber, quite miserable probably, and it's usually because I film the videos straight after, or as close to straight after as I can, which I suppose lends itself to showing a more raw side, maybe more accurate perhaps, or at least accurate at that time. But as you go on and you've got time to reflect and think about things, it's perhaps not as bad as it could be. Like the injury that I have got, this thing in my back, it doesn't seem like it's a lasting thing, you know. It's better today already, so it's probably not going to prevent me from training too much, you know, further down the line. It has disrupted my training, you know, obviously, but I can always, you know, I'm not so far into it that it's going to be a huge issue. I'm not doing any competitions or anything, so I'm not having to peak for anything. So if I have to restart from the beginning, no big deal. It may be that I have some time off, come back in and retest my maxes of a few of the exercises, especially some of the things that I'm not 100% on. Like I'm not 100% on my overhead press max. I just don't know what that is. I'm sort of working theoretical, and some of the exercises I'm doing with, say, push presses and things, I'm thinking, oh, that it's around about there, but it'd be better if I just knew. So it may be as I'll retest my maxes and restart the program. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. Something I have found with making these videos, I thought it was a good idea, so I started, and then a couple of videos in I thought, this is going to be a bit of a bind finding something to talk about, especially watching the last one back. It was a bit, it wasn't a forced thing by any means, but seeing that side of me was difficult. Watching it back, perhaps, you know, there's a total mood shift compared to the other ones that I've done. I think not quite my usual self, but I'm actually finding it really therapeutic to keep making the videos, keep talking to the camera, because I find, I mean, I have got notes here which I am glancing at occasionally, but they are literally just one sentence, and then I am just sort of probably going off on tangents, I should say. But I think I get a lot out of it. You know, it's nice. It's nice for me. I hope it helps you, the viewer, as well, seeing someone else's mindset and things. You know, that is the ultimate goal with this. To be honest, it's not just a record for me, but you know, it's showing you the light and dark. But hopefully you can take something away from seeing that not everything is fantastic all the time. You know, you always have problems that you have to work around, whatever they might be. My biggest problem usually is time. You know, it is a commodity, and there is always going to be an element of sacrifice for you to get everything done. I saw a fantastic quote the other day, actually, and I'm racking my brains to think who said it, and unfortunately I don't know, so if you do know, please credit. But I saw a quote that said, you can be anything, but you can't be everything. And I really like that, because it's sort of, it shows you've got the possibility to do whatever you want to, but you can't be absolutely incredible, best in field, elite at everything that you do, because you can't devote, you know, everyone has got the same number of hours in the day. You can't devote all the time to all of the things. So it was quite good. That was, I enjoyed that, as you know, it's not really motivational because it's showing you limitations, but it is accurate, and hopefully that strikes a chord with somebody. You know, I am getting something out of making the videos for myself. I'd encourage anyone to do it for themselves and see how they get on. It's a great release, you know, to be able to talk about it. I will admit that there is a lot of shall we say material that I end up cutting out of these videos, even though they're probably longer than they ought to be, and I'm trying to be more ruthless in getting rid of stuff, you know. I do find myself cutting quite a lot out. Sometimes it's a case of repeating myself, but it's usually just sort of, that's just unnecessary information. So it makes me wonder what I'm like in real life, you know, if that's a factor. Good things that I should mention. I've got a new logo, which my friend Lee at One Shot Charlie's tattoo shop in Stourbridge has done for me. I ran the idea by him, and he knew exactly what I wanted. He got straight down to business and did it. And it also falls as being the most, or the strangest thing that he's ever drawn, which is quite an accolade, I think. So I'm chuffed with that. So that's on the channel, on the banner now at the top of the page, or whatever device you're on. It's up there somewhere. So let me know what you think of that. Another plus point at the moment, my training buddy has got me some Active 7 bath salts to try out, as well as some of the spray to try for my back. If you can see that, there you go. Apparently this is like miracle stuff for making everything work again with all me aching muscles and joints and what have you. So I've got that to try out, which I'll obviously let you all know how that works, if it's any good. I'm sticking to the good old-fashioned medicinal properties of deep heat and single malt at the moment. So I basically just wanted to make a video with my co-host saying, although I haven't done any training, you know, this is still my third week after this injury. You know, you can always draw some positives from other aspects that you've got going on, that I'm not always in misery as well, and it's just motivation to come back stronger, do more, and be your best self at all times. So I'm going to wrap it up there now that I've got a live studio audience to talk to instead. Big strong, see you on the next video.